Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Well, you know, we do a lot of duct tape crafts on Sophie's World, but duct tape is expensive. And I hear a lot from you guys. I wish there was something that we could use other than duct tape. So I sat down and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and came up with what I think is a good solution to being able to make the duct tape craft projects but not have to use duct tape. But what you will need is something special, and that is packing tape. Now, the thing about packing tape is you can find this at most stationery stores or any place like a mailbox place. This is a tape that they use to seal boxes when you're, moving and mailing and all that kind of stuff. This is amazing tape because it's clear. I don't know if you can see that, but it's clear, it's plastic, it's strong, and the best part about it, it's inexpensive. You can get a big roll of this tape for about $3 to $5, and you can even find this in places like dollar stores where you can get, it won't have quite as much as your $3 to $5 rolls, but you can still get it for like $1. So this is a much cheaper alternative to making duct tape, but you can still make the same kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make your very own duct tape fabric using paper and packing tape. So what you're going to need is packing tape and paper of some sort. Now, that could be your own pieces of, white paper that you've drawn on. It could be paper that you've written on, like a story or something like that. Anything that you like, any kind of paper. It can even be newspaper. It can be any kind of paper. I just happen to have with me today some of this really pretty, this is like photo paper, like what you would put into like a photo album. So I have some of that scrapbooking paper. And then what I'm going to be using to jazz it up and make it even more fun is I'm going to be using magazines, because I love the images and the colors that come from magazines. So all I need is a piece of paper and some magazines, but again, you don't have to use magazines. You could use photographs of your friends. You can use any kind of imagery that you want. It can be from comic books. It can be really anything. And you're going to need a glue stick if you are going to decide that you want to put those pictures onto your paper. Again, remember, you can draw. It can be plain paper, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to take my piece of paper. And my duct tape for my piece of, for whatever it is that I'm going to make, like a wallet or whatever, I would know what those measurements are, how big I wanted to make it. This is a big sheet. This is 12 by 12. So this is a big sheet of duct tape fabric when it's going to be done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, just to spruce this up a bit, I'm going to take some magazine images and I'm just going to give them a little snip here and cut them out. And then I'm just going to take some glue here. And I'm not going to get too worried about making sure that it sticks everywhere because I'm going to come back and seal everything. So I'm just going to make sure that it has a little bit on there. And just going to stick it on like that. Now this is kind of fun. I love collage. Collage is a really, really fun project. And you can have as much fun just making your collage sheets as actually making the duct tape project, because the collage is just awesome. And you can see I've just got some different colors and pictures and all that kind of stuff that I've taken from these magazines, and I'm just going to lay them on here. Again, you can see I'm not getting too worried about, oh, am I getting every little edge? I'm not going to worry too much about that because I'm going to seal this all up. Isn't that a beautiful blue? I love that blue. I'm going to just get some glue on the back there. Pull it right up there. So you can see why white paper is going to totally disappear and become really colorful and beautiful just by covering. Ooh, I like actually this side better, to tell you the truth. It's got these great, this is pretty, but I like these stripes. I'm going to use these stripes over here. Okay. And I did like this. I found this little picture of a frog, which I thought was pretty cute. So I'm going to cut Mr. Frog out. But you could imagine doing this with pictures of your friends or family. I mean, that would be a really cool personalized duct tape when it's all done. Okay. So I'm going to stop right here, but you can just keep going and fill this entire thing. Move these off to the side. So now what I'm going to do is cover this entire thing, front and back, with packing tape. Now, the thing about packing tape is it is clear and it's much thinner. So you want to make sure that your work surface is nice and solid so that when you place this down, you can seal it and that it's going to stay kind of in place here. It's not going to scooch around on you. And you will need scissors when you are making your fabric because the tape here is not rippable. Because it's got such a heavy plastic content to it, you're going to need to use scissors. Now, when I put my second layer down, I'm going to, just like I do with my duct tape fabric, I'm going to make sure that I overlap by at least 1/4 inch here. So I overlap, smooth, cut. 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 Getting the idea? Overlap, smooth, cut. Whoop, cut. Overlap, smooth, cut. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm going over my paper on all sides. So I've used a little extra, and that's okay, because what I'm going to do is come back and trim. Now, here's a little technique with using this kind of tape. When you let it go, when you let that edge go, it loves to seal to itself. So just fold over that little edge, and that way when you're ready to use it the next time, you can get to it easy, you can open it easily. Otherwise, you're going to be like fumbling around trying to get that edge. So now I'm going to flip the fabric over, and this is what's great because unlike duct tape fabric, when I flip it over, it's not going to stick to itself because this is paper, which is amazing because if you've made duct tape fabric, when you pull it up and turn it over, there can be that moment when it sticks to itself. But you don't get that with this kind of fabric. Plus. All right. Once again, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the front, on the back. Lay down, seal, and cut. And lay it down, seal it, and cut. Let's get a little extra there. Okay, now I got a little goodgie over here on the side, which is okay. I just pick it up, push back down. There we go. And back to where we were. Lay it down, seal, and cut. Lay it down, seal, and cut. A few more. Remember, make sure you're always overlapping. Now, the reason that we seal both the front and the back is to make sure that it's waterproof, just like duct tape. Because the one thing about paper is it's not waterproof. But if you seal it in the tape, it is. Okay. Now, remember, fold that end over. Now, my whole piece is sealed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back and I'm going to trim, and I'm going to trim right outside, very closely outside my paper. So there's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little edge, and that's just to make sure that it stays sealed. And I'm just going to cut all 4 sides. Now, just like duct tape, this is sticky, and so your scissors will get gunky. So just make sure that after you've done your project, you clean your scissors just like you would with duct tape. And if you need a tip on how to do that, go and check my website out. My YouTube channel has how to clean your scissor tips. And there you have it, you guys. A big piece of duct tape fabric, which can now be turned into a purse or a wallet or any other various number of items, just like this. Now, for those projects and to see what you can actually make with this duct tape fabric, come back and check me out at Sophie-World Sophie-World.com.